Bowlful of Rain. Chapter 1. It was a rainy day, a gray day, and not that much to do day. Hank and Sophie were neighbors. They were playing at Sophie's house. Hank and Sophie played checkers and cards and jacks. But Sophie got restless. "Let's get a bowlful of rain," she said. "What a dumb idea," said Hank. "It's not dumb," said Sophie. "We can do lots of things with a bowlful of rain." "Like what?" Hank asked. "Let's get the rain," said Sophie. "Then you'll see what we can do." Sophie went to the kitchen and got a big plastic bowl. Hank followed Sophie outside. Sophie found a good spot to put the bowl. She said, "Let's wait on the porch so we don't get wet." "It's going to be a long wait," Hank said. "Nope, it won't," said Sophie. "Because it's pouring." "How many raindrops do you think it will take to fill the bowl?" Hank asked. "Lots," said Sophie. "Maybe 1,000. Hank and Sophie watched the raindrops plop into the bowl. Plop, plop. Sophie was busy counting. 393, 394, 395, 396, 397. But Hank was bored. He said, "If this bowl doesn't fill up soon, I'm going home." "Just wait," Sophie said. "It's filling. The bowl is full," yelled Hank. "And I'm going to get it." Hank and Sophie raced to the bowl. "Let me carry it," said Hank, pulling the bowl away from Sophie. Sophie yelled at him. "Hold the bowl straight, or you'll spill the rain." Hank yelled back, "Don't shout. I know exactly how to carry a bowlful of rain." Hank put the bowl on the kitchen table. "Now what are we going to do with it?" he asked. "Well, I'm thirsty," Sophie answered. "So I'm going to take a drink of rain." Sophie took a few sips. "Don't drink too much," yelled Hank. "Now what?" "I know," said Sophie. "My hands are dirty." "I'll wash them." Sophie stuck her fingers into the bowl. "Don't drip too much," yelled Hank. "Leave some for me." Okay, said Sophie. Chapter 2. "Now what?" Hank asked again. "I know," said Sophie. "Let's mix colors." Sophie knew just where to find red and blue coloring. "I'll squeeze the red," she said. "And I'll squeeze the blue, said Hank. "Now we have a bowlful of purple rain," they said together. "Yup," Sophie answered. "Let's put it in the freezer." "But it will be a long time before anything happens," Hank grumbled. "Not that long," said Sophie. "We can play while we wait." "What do you want to do?" "Go outside," Hank answered. "It's just drizzling. Maybe we can find worms." Hank and Sophie looked for worms, but they weren't easy to find. Sophie found a slug. Hank found a little bug, but no worms. "Let's look under that rock," said Hank. "Okay," said Sophie. "I'll lift it." "Bet you can't," said Hank. "You're too weak." Sophie lifted the rock easily. She really felt like dropping on Hank's foot, but she didn't do it. She held the rock, and Hank looked. "There are worms down here," shouted Hank. "2 of them, and they're wiggling because they've got no place to hide." "I'm getting tired of holding this rock," said Sophie. "So let's switch. You hold the rock, and I'll watch the worms." Sophie handed the rock to Hank. "The worms are trying to wiggle under the earth," said Sophie. "I don't think they like the light. So I'll cover them," said Hank. "Careful," said Sophie. "Don't squash them." "I know worms squash it," yelled Hank. Then Hank said, let's go inside and take the boar out of the freezer. Hank opened the freezer. Sophie grabbed the boar. We don't have Purple Rain anymore, she said. Now we have purple ice. What can we do with a bowl of purple ice? Asked Hank. I know, said Sophie. I'll put the bowl on my itchy mosquito bite. Hank didn't have any mosquito bites, but he did have a bump on his knee, so he put the cool bowl on it. It feels good, he said. I know it would, said Sophie. Chapter 3. What else can we do with a bowl of ice? Hank asked. I think we should fill the sink with water and put the bowl in it, said Sophie. Will I float? Hank asked. I think so, said Sophie. Sophie put the bowl in the water. It's floating, shouted Hank. Now we have a floating ice boat. We can name this boat Purple Ice, said Sophie. Look, said Hank. The ice is melting. Our bowl of purple rain is turning into a bowl of water. So we rename it, said Sophie. We can call it Purple Water. I don't want to call it Purple Water, said Hank. I'm tired of this game, but it's fun, said Sophie. And before Sophie had a chance to finish, Hank took the boat and pulled the drain plug. Whoosh, swoosh. Down the drain went the purple water. Too bad. The empty bowl was upside down. Sophie turned it over and half filled it with water. Now what? Hank asked. It's all raining, said Sophie. I'm going to put this bowl in the sun. Why? Of water in the sun. Why? Asked Hank. I can make things disappear too, said Sophie. Hank didn't believe Sophie. How could she make the water disappear? Are you coming? Sophie asked. I'm coming, answered Hank, and he followed her outside. Chapter 4. Sophie put the bowl down. I don't know how long it will take, she said, but the water in this bowl is going to evaporate. Evaporate? Hank asked. What's that? The water is going to disappear, said Sophie. It's going to turn into a vapor. It's going to vanish into thin air. Where did you learn that? Hank asked. From a book, said Sophie. And do you know what else? No, what? Said Hank. Hank asked. The water is not going to disappear forever. It's going to come back as rain. Are you sure? Hank asked. Pretty sure, said Sophie. If you don't believe me, go to the library and check it out. Hank looked at his watch. It was time for him to go home. Sophie said she'd watch a bowl of water every day, and I'll put a bowl of water on my windowsill, said Hank. You can check your bowl and I'll take mine. Okay, said Sophie. See ya, said Hank. Sophie checked the water every day. At first, it didn't look like anything was happening. Then slowly, the water began to disappear. Sophie saw a line around the inside of the bowl where the water used to be. It's evaporating, she said. I'm going to call Hank and tell him. He dialed Hank's number. Hi, said Sophie. The water in my bowl is almost gone. Hank has completely forgotten about his bowl. Wait a minute, he said. Don't hang up. I'll go upstairs and check mine. Hank ran upstairs. He ran back downstairs. Sophie, he yelled. My bowl is empty. The water's all gone. All gone. The water is gone. All gone. Sophie was surprised. Surprised that the water in Hank's bowl was disappeared before hers. He must have a smaller bowl, she thought, or less water. or a sunnier place. Bring it over and show me, said Sophie. I don't believe you. Hank ran into Sophie's yard, holding the empty bowl high into the air. Look, he yelled. It's empty. I told you the water would evaporate, said Sophie. Let's see your bowl, said Hank. He saw the little puddle of water stared at the bottom. It will evaporate, said Hank, trying to make Sophie feel better. I know it will, said Sophie. Do you want to stay and play? Okay, said Hank. Let's play jacks. Hank and Sophie played jacks. Then it started to rain. Wait, he said. Don't make any moves until I come back. Where are you going? Sophie asked. Outside, said Hank. I'm putting this board in the rain. That sounds like a dumb idea, said Sophie with a grin. It's the best idea, said Hank. How many raindrops do you think it will take to fill the bowl? Science fun. Collect your own Bowlful of Rain. How long does it take to fill up? When blue and red are mixed together, they make purple. What color do you get when you mix red and yellow? Blue and yellow. You can use paint or food coloring for the experiment. Put a bowl of water in a nice cute tray in the freezer. Which one freezes first? Go to the library and ask for help finding information about evaporation. The end.